songs.
That would have been great if he did that, though.
It would be annoying.
And another one.
People don't find that annoying?
I think it's just one of those things where it's like DJ Khaled's a little special, and we just let him do what he wants to do.
Okay.
It's like a Make-A-Wish.
He's got like $200 million to his name. He has to be brilliant.
Did you notice what I noticed about the interviewers during that appearance?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did.
Hilarious.
Yes. Well,
one just didn't participate.
We'll get to DJ Khaled later. Also, Kim Kardashian, an 8-minute Instagram post that will break your heart as she did not pass the bar. It's a collection of videos of her studying for the bar. She never went to college or law school, but she's just passing the bar away from being a lawyer. But much more important this morning, Dr. Yaldo presents Eli Zaret as we must dissect a really disturbing Sunday night football game.
Oh, pardon me for laughing. And the night began, I'm thinking this is a golden era, and it is, in Detroit sports. You got the Lions on national TV, only show that anybody can watch with sports. You got record ratings in the NFL. You know, there's 20 to 30 million people watching this. The interview with Dan Campbell before the game, how real he is, and Jason Garrett, and the whole thing. And then, of course, the game had to happen. And as you say, it was disturbing. It was surprising. Then again, and I think our job today is to be realistic and not play into the absolute despair that Lion fans are feeling, because after all, there's either winning and there's misery, and misery is the feeling today. And I think everybody starts to reappraise. Hey, is Campbell? Oh, wait, I thought he was a great play caller, and Mark even texted last night. Dan Campbell should not be calling the plays in this game.
It was a little in jest because I think I did it in the first quarter after the first two drives.
Right. And then you got fans, I'm sure.
Although I got to say, there was that weird shot of John Morton just being bored out of his mind in the press box.
Well, he's a dead man walking, isn't he? Is he going to be? I know. Are they going to continue to hire him if he can't call the plays during the game?
Let me interject there again. There are some 15 or 16 NFL coaches call their plays. Now, Campbell, Ben Johnson, Sean McVay, there's still an offensive coordinator up there above, looking at the field there with all the notes and everything, and they talk. So I think Campbell has handled that very, very well. Whether Morton comes back to call the plays or not, this is just an executive group working together. So
you still have a coordinator no matter what.
Right. Yeah. Right. And so how much involvement he has.
Just not sure they believe in him if he can't call plays during the game.
Well,
listen, didn't the lines get better when Ben Johnson started calling plays?
Right. And
but Ben had been here for a while. John Morton just got here.
Well, whether it was Morton or Campbell, the swashbuckling Lions offense that we've come to love and admire and just are in absolute, enthralled by, was completely absent. You go 0 for 5 on fourth down. You blow a fake punt. You throw in interceptions. And so, they
didn't complete a third down until late in the game, right?
So everybody, as you know, as I said many, many times, fans and oftentimes the media make long-term assumptions on short-term results. So in the what have you done for me lately world of sports, this morning the Lions sucked. The defense was great. The defense was spectacular last night.
I know that's what pains me, is that what a fantastic effort by the defense.
And the Eagles' offense
wasted.
Was
they
no
stopped
better
on fourth and inches with 250. I couldn't believe the Eagles went for that.
They stopped the tush push.
Yeah. Or how about the Lions on fourth, just running up the middle with and not get. There were some.
They couldn't run the ball. We can't run the ball all of a sudden. What the hell is going on?
Because the Eagles' defense is
good.
The Eagles did the same thing last week to the Packers. They held them to 7 points. So and look around the league. This is a tough league. We'll get into more of the detail. I'm not making excuses for these guys. Look what happened to the Rams, who are the toast of the NFC, barely eke by intercepting Sam Darnold 4 times to win 21-19. The Bears, who are now ahead of the Lions at 7-3 to 6-4, barely eke out a win over the somewhat hapless Vikings on a last-second field goal. Even the Packers could barely beat the hapless New York Giants 27-20. So this is the NFL. The other guys are good. Now, I will admit, Goff's performance last night was alarming. He had no time to throw, but when he did, he was still throwing it at people's feet. And at the end of the game, what did Collinsworth say? My God, he was aghast when I think he had a wide open St. Brown. He was about 10 yards away, kind of in the right flat there, and he throws it at his feet. Yeah. And Collins was, wow, he short-armed it. And so it's almost like
it's because he's wearing gloves.
I don't know.
Okay.
The gloves are a big issue. But it was almost like he had the yips. And those of you who play golf know what the yips are. You look at a 4-foot putt and say, how am I going to make this putt, even though I've made it 6 million times in practice? And so, but then again, it's
he was off. Game. I agree, he was up. But there were times like on fourth down when people weren't open. It was weird. Nobody was open.
Oh, that 4th and goal, Brock Wright was wide open, and he flat out missed him.
Was that the one where
4th and goal? Brock Wright is running just right across the field. Nobody is near him. He just had to loft it to the corner.
Well, he had like a tenth of a second.
Fair enough.
He got sandwiched between Jalen Phillips.
I agree. Yeah, who beat Penei Sewell on that play.
Right.
But he was open. That is a touchdown. That is just poor execution.
Goff had a really awful night. In fact,
Goff?
The worst since who?
Listen, I don't know.
I told you earlier.
Since Rusty Hilger.
The worst completion percentage with that many attempts since 1988 when Rusty Hilger was 16 of 19 with 3 interceptions.
There is a stat called QBR, which is quarterback
16 of 19
rating.
is good.
Or 16 of 39, I'm sorry.
Quarterback rating encompasses all that a quarterback does, all the contributions, throwing the ball, does he turn it over, how he runs. 50 is average, 75 is excellent, 25 is subpar, and Goff was 9.5. So he had a miserable night, but he's still, in fact, I'm surprised Brandon hasn't played.
Barbara?
Goff, he's still not the quarterback. I don't care what anybody says.
My problem with the offense is, and Drew, you mentioned it on text yesterday, it felt very similar to the first week against Green Bay, and you're facing this really good defensive line. We all know that. We know what the Eagles' defensive line, their tackles are really good, and they had Jalen
Carter.
Yeah. He blocked a couple passes.
I actually got to help Mark with the name. I can't believe it.
I'm getting old.
You say me every show 5 times.
I'm catching up to you. But we know that. And like, what was the offensive game plan there? What was the game plan yesterday? Does anyone know?
Well, the game plan, whatever it was, didn't work. They run play action. It didn't work, so they stopped doing it.
They ran draws, didn't work. Misdirection didn't work.
On the one touchdown drive where Goff looked sharp, it ran some play action, and then he hit
passes.
And then he hit JMO with the 40-yard pass. And then we're texting each other madly. JMO does that post touchdown thing where he kind of leaps, wraps both legs, and they call a taunting penalty on him. That's a
bullshit.
I don't know. What is the big deal with touching the post? They apparently call that when you touch the post leg or do something to the post. Why is that such a big deal?
I don't know. You can't dunk it, right? You can't dunk the ball.
But you
can have an organized celebration with 9 guys.
The whole defense will get an interception and they'll run all the way across the whole field and beat off in front of the camera. And that's
obviously the NFL isn't sure what to do about celebrations. But as far as JMO goes,
let them celebrate.
Know what they'll allow and know what they won't allow. And the thing that bothered me about it was after he did it and the penalty, which cost him a point, which makes a difference on a night like that.
He's not kicking it,
but he's smiling on the sidelines, like, hey, I caught a touchdown pass, and who cares about that?
That's who he is.
Yeah,
that's it. Because people say, "Oh, he's just young. He's young." No, that's who he is. Just face it.
He took responsibility, though. I mean, you could read his lips. He said, "My bad." He did. He said, "My bad" on the sideline. You can see that.
I mean, last time he did something dumb, Campbell said, "Well, he apologized and everything's okay."
JMO
seems like he always says that.
JMO has 17 touchdowns now. What do you think is average on each touch, like average yards for a touchdown?
Probably 30 yards. I don't know.
38.1
Isn't that
yards.
amazing? Yeah.
That's obscene.
Now,
get that guy the ball more. Let's see what crazy stuff he does afterwards.
Drew, you made some very good points texting madly last night. You were texting madly about passing up the field goal.
It was the third quarter.
I don't have a problem with it.
It was only the third quarter. We had made no third downs or fourth down conversion. None.
But here's the point where I agree with you on. If they kicked the field goal there, that's 3 points. If they had punted on the fake punt in the second quarter, which they should have, that cost them another 3 points. So, and if on the first play of the game or the first series, when Goff throws that's when the omen, that was the ominous sign of the first series. Ball gets tipped, interception,
That was
and the
bad.
defense brilliantly holds the Eagles to a field goal. But you see 3 points there, 3 points where you didn't kick it. The 4th and 5. It was a very close game, and the coaching decisions made a difference.
Well, everyone says, but they're down by 1 score, so they have to score.
Exactly.
It's a third quarter. You know the Eagles are never going to score another point. You don't know that.
Right.
No.
Right.
They got a field goal, so now you wish you had those 3
But you're
points.
down there. You're on the 5-yard line.
The
It's a
4-yard
great
line, you haven't-
opportunity.
But you can't convert a 3rd or 4th down. You have to be realistic about how you're doing in that game.
They're 72% on the year before last night on 4th down. They have a good offense. You don't think you're going to go
It's
0-5.
situational, though.
Last night-
Brock Wright was wide open. It was just piss
He
poor
had
execution.
0.5 of a second to throw the ball,
Yeah, it's bad
just like he did
execution.
on the other plays. He had no time. I mean, they couldn't run for it. They couldn't
So
pass
you
for it.
thought before that play they were not going to get it no matter what.
No, I thought they could get it, but I would rather take the 3 points because the Eagles may score 3 more points in the game, and then you need to cover those 3
I'd
points.
rather have 7.
Well, sure, I'd rather have 7, but you can't just assume you're going to get 7 every time. When we're playing, who we played last week, the Commanders,
Yeah.
I go for it all day. But Philadelphia was stuffing us all over the place. I mean,
agree.
the pass rush
They
was
really-
really good.
they
They
passed
were
up.
stopping the run.
On those, what did they pass up? 2 field goals, so they'd still be short.
What did Goff said something about
And
that,
that's if you think he's going to make them. I mean, he missed an extra point.
Oh, that field goal was from the 3-yard line. It was a 20-yard. If you can't assume your field goal kicker is going to make a 21-yard field goal.
Listen, you
I mean, I agree with the philosophy.
I
I like going for it on 4th down the way Campbell does. I just thought in that situation, just take the 3. Just get some points.
Goff said afterwards, when it doesn't work, we're going to get questions. And when it does, we get praised. It didn't work today,
Sure.
so I understand the question. And, so you question Campbell with all the daring do that we've praised him for. He went too far last night. People question Brad Holmes. He didn't make a deal at the trade deadline, and the Eagles did, and the guy, Jalen Phillips, was all over the field last night. You can question it, right? But, it's one game. And it could have gone either way. And Campbell's, of course, he's the one who made a lot of bad decisions. But he goes, we understand if we make 1 or 2 more plays in certain areas, then you got a legit shot to win that game at the end. So as bad as it stings, as bad as it is, we're so freaking close. So yeah, he needed to be more conservative, no doubt about it. And
God, the game did not seem as close as it was. It was, but then again, our defense stuffed them.
Mm-hmm.
They played very well. I felt like if we got the ball back, they hadn't got that interference call, I felt like there was no way we were going to score. It just seemed like we were not going to score. They were their defense was just mauling us.
Yeah, and our quarterback was way off.
Well, Mark, he didn't have any time.
Yeah,
I mean, you really think it was all Goff's fault that he couldn't complete a pass?
when he did have time,
I thought he was
he
way
missed
off.
guys.
He did miss a few guys.
He's allowed to have an off day. It just sucks.
He kind of.
I mean, Amon-Ra, 12 targets, 2 catches.
How many was he open on, though?
Well, even if he's open on a half of those, which would be absurd, then 2 for 6, it still sucks.
He looked terrible in one way because he's not a scrambler. He's not an escape
he's not going to
artist.
survive a rush
And so
like that.
he looks
That's never going to happen.
Very klutzy when he's got to escape. And my point at that point, I wrote it down. I said, Goff had no time to throw to anybody who wasn't open. So it's kind of the way it was. And but despite
I can't think of a game I've ever seen him under like 55% completion percentage. I mean, that's got to be the worst game he's ever had as a Lion by far.
And
although the one interception he threw was a deflected pass. I mean, he only had one pick. He's thrown 5 interceptions in a game.
I always hate when people say, I'm looking into his eyes and I see this and I see that. Bullshit. I did look in his eyes last night and he looked lost. He looked really like, what the fuck is going on here? And do I really have to go back in there and try and move the ball against this defense? I tell you though, and still it comes down to 3rd and 8 at the end of the game. Again, the defense is brilliant. They get the ball back a couple of times, and that call on Rock Yassin with A.J. Brown who pushed off was bullshit. The announcer said it was bullshit, and they still might have had another chance to win the game. So even though you're right, it looked like they had no chance. They were out of it all night long. It was that close. Now they're 6-4. They got to get to 11-6.
The thing that
they got
sucks
to go
about
5-2 the rest of the way.
that offensive performance is, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is quickly becoming
He's
a
amazing.
generational talent. I mean, he's
Absolutely.
putting up the numbers for that.
Five catches, 107 yards. He gets the ball. He's just he's terrific.
For over 100 yards receiving, the first since Reggie Bush, I think. And when the hell did Reggie play here? I mean, the guy is just phenomenal. So all this talk about, hey, Montgomery needs more touches. I'm like, I don't know. I think I want Gibbs to just carry the bulk of this.
Well, except against
touches.
that line, Montgomery maybe being bigger can push for a couple more yards. I mean, what was Gibbs last night? 11 for 28 running the ball.
Sure.
Yeah,
so you got to do something else.
Yeah, 39
Give him the ball
yards,
in other
I think.
ways.
Yeah, like 12 for 39 yards.
Yeah, I think they rushed for 73 yards or something like that. 22 carries, maybe. They couldn't run the ball. I mean, is it
the line was terrible yesterday.
Is the Ragnow factor bigger than maybe anyone made it out to be?
Yeah. I think the injury factor is bigger too.
It is, and Mahogany is out.
Glasgow was terrible yesterday.
Right? They certainly miss Ragnow, and
but you are playing the best interior.
Sewell is hurt. Obviously, he's letting guys blow by him. So, yeah, I still think the Lions are. I know.
Yeah, it's funny. At the end of the game, I just felt like the season was over. It was terrible.
The season is over. They are in third place.
It's terrible. Just how I felt. I just felt like this just is not the team. I keep going back to that San Francisco game that we lost. That we were up 24-7 at the half. It's like, was that our shot?
Listen,
was that our best shot? Maybe it was.
They're better than the Bears. They're better than the Vikings. They're going to play them both again. They do finish the season at Chicago. Mm-hmm. They will beat Minnesota on the way. Green Bay, they got here Thanksgiving. They should beat Green Bay. They got to go 5-2 the rest of the way.
You think so? That's what I was going to ask. You think they need that'd be 11 wins.
You have to have
11. You don't think you can get in with 10 and 7?
Last year, somebody got in with 10-7. I guess Tampa, because Tampa can win their division with 10-7. Seattle was 10-7 last year and didn't get in.
Okay.
So you do it to be pretty much assured you need 11 wins. They got to win 5 of the last 7.
Well, 4
and they got
home.
The Giants, bingo. Yeah. Dallas, yes. Pittsburgh, Rodgers is hurt. Yes, that's 3. Let's see. They're at
Minnesota. Been playing terrible
they should
lately.
Beat them. Yeah. That's 4.
Don't get me wrong. I still think they should make the playoffs. I just don't see it anymore. Last year. I saw it the year before. I could see it's like this team is. I mean, it really was a great team.
When they beat Washington last week, you were up in the clouds. You were euphoric.
Well, no, I love this team. I do. This year feels different than the last 2 years.
Well, they're playing better teams.
Sure. There's nobody going to be 15.
But they also, their Achilles heels their weaknesses are more easily discernible.
Yeah.
Because for one, their offensive line was fabulous the last 2 years. They're just not playing that well. There's 3 games this year: the Viking game, the Packers game, and last night, where the offensive line we just could not move the ball.
They missed Sam Laporta last night, and I think there's 2 other stats besides Goff that tell the story.
If Goff was a little better, they would have won that game.
Right. Amon St. Brown, 12 targets, 2 catches. Usually it's 9 targets, 8 catches. 8 targets, 8 catches. That was, and on defense, Jack Campbell stuffed Jalen Hurts on his own. 15 tackles, 7 solo. So you should be applauding the defense. That was their downfall at the end of last year.
No, defense was great.
They cover for Terry and Arnold is out. Kirby Joseph is out. That guy Thomas Harper played great. Rocky Yassin, who was played great, and he's guys you never heard of before the season.
But how good is Jack Campbell, man?
Oh, is he good?
Is he one of the best linebackers in the league right now?
Yep.
I mean, he's phenomenal.
Well, Shedeur Sanders had a worse day.
What a shame.
So did Sam Darnold. That was.
I saw Shedeur Sanders sitting on the bench after the game, sulking. God. I guess he was sitting there for a while after the game.
Yeah.
And his teammate from Colorado, who played for was it the Ravens?
They lost.
Yeah, he came over and he's consoling him. And I was thinking, well, that's interesting. He's played in 1 game. He's thrown 5 passes, and he's sitting there sulking for, I don't know how long it was after the game, but
it was a really bad performance. What did you text me? He had a 2.9 quarterback
at that time. Yeah,
he only threw 5 passes.
Yeah, but he came in with a lead, by the way, and then they lost. So
was
That's
his
on him.
first NFL game.
Sure.
He threw 5 passes.
If the Lions were to
No,
play,
he was 4 of 16.
Oh,
that what
he threw
just- I
16
didn't-
passes?
Yeah, he was 4
Oh,
of
okay.
16. He threw a pick. He got sacked twice because he can't move.
Big sacks.
that
too.
first sack,
Yeah.
he just fades back and keeps on fading back till
Yeah.
they catch up to him. So he
That's
doesn't,
what he did in
he
Colorado.
doesn't know how to step up in the pocket.
Yeah.
And the other sack, they did his celebration over him. His Colorado celebration with the
Right.
watch.
That's right. So let me ask you this, Drew. The Bears are 7-3. They've won 5 on fourth quarter comebacks.
Wow.
But do you think the Lions blew them out? Do you think the Lions are better than the Bears?
Yeah,
I say yes.
I do. Sure.
They're better than the Vikings.
I think
They're gonna
so.
beat them. So,
They did lose to the Vikings, but I think they're better than the Vikings. It's just weird having that. What's the word? I just had that. I just had mojo about this. You go into the game. First of all, the offense could not be stopped the last 2 years. They were so good. They just don't look the same this year. They just don't.
but they were leading the league in scoring. They're averaging.
No, I
33
think they're
points a
good. They're
game.
still a good offense. I just don't feel the same way about them. Like, I know they're going to.
Well,
We've just
I
had 3 games this year where they just have not shown
It
up.
boils down to the O-line, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Mhm.
And so I don't know what the hope is there.
It's a
They
big.
all played.
It's a huge difference.
Decker's been hurt. Sewell's been hurt. Mahogany is hurt. And did they go out and get anybody at the trade deadline? No. But these are all injuries that can heal by the end of the year. So
Was everybody mad at me because I said I thought the season was over last night?
Yeah. But, I mean, to your defense,
It's just what it felt like. It's just what I'm not saying the season is over. Of course, they can rally, they can get guys healthy, and they could start clicking, and maybe the whole thing starts happening. But they just right now, it just doesn't feel
Yeah.
good.
Well, plus they're what, two
doesn't
and
feel good.
3 in their last 5. So,
it's on a day like this. Oh, by the way, so I'm driving in to do the show here, and I'm listening to the ticket, and they're playing. John
Ooh.
Jansen is playing a caller from like the first hour of the show, where Jansen's there. He's in the locker room afterwards. He talks to the players, and he was kind of defending Goff with all the reasons why, as we've pointed out, that he had a bad game. And some callers said, "Stop it! Shut up!" Because he wanted him, because the fans want the media to say they sucked last night, and they want to support the fans who are now saying we're wrong about this. Holmes should have done something. Campbell should have called
trade
plays.
deadline.
And so everybody is now throwing them under the bus after the one performance, and the fans are getting angry at the media who's trying to say, "Hey, just back off a little bit, take a deep breath."
Well,
7 games to go.
As you point out, it's one game. I mean, you always have to.
yeah.
In the NFL, anyone can beat anyone on any day, and certainly anyone can lose to Philadelphia on any
Right.
given Sunday. It was just
It's
a little unnerving.
It's what you see last that has the biggest impression. So all you're seeing now is how bad they looked last night. This is the natural reaction we have in sports. Like a guy is 0 for 18, then he hits a bloop single, and the reporter says, "Well, do you think that's going to really give you the confidence?" No, he got a bloop single, and it doesn't mean that it's going to now all work well. Just like when things go badly, it doesn't mean that this is all going to tumble downhill. This is
Just when you're seeing patterns, I mean, when the offensive line is getting beat like that, it's just the Green Bay game was mystifying. The first game, he was like, how could we go from that incredible offense the last 2 years and lay an egg like we did against Green Bay? And the Minnesota game was not as bad as Green Bay, but it was bad. I mean, he had no time to throw. The running game wasn't there. I mean, that was the game where Gibbs and Montgomery had nothing, no catches of any significant yardage and no rushes for any yards. So last night Gibbs had some great runs on catches, but
I think we'll see how we feel in 10 days when they play the Giants, who can be tough. They played the Packers tough yesterday. They get the Packers here on Thanksgiving. They win those 2 games. It'll be a very different feeling. And I don't want to sound like Pollyanna here, but if, in my perspective, this is a golden era in Detroit sports, and I don't know if people appreciate it as much as they should. The Lions are on the national stage. They're certainly the most hopeful, prideful stretch they've had since the 50s. The Tigers are young and hopeful. They've given us a great 2-year playoff run. Could get dicey with the Scooble situation. Don't know that, but they've been intriguing to watch. We got Michigan and Michigan State basketball in the top 20. Both at Michigan could be amazing. Tom Izzo is still doing what he does. And the Pistons, who are always under the radar because they've sucked since 2008 when the first playoff game they won last year against the Knicks is the first they won in 17 years since 08. But look at them. They've won 9 straight games, the most since 08. And
the Pistons have won 9 straight
straight.
games. How am I just finding this out?
They're the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yes,
they're the second best team in the league.
11-2. And on Friday night, they beat Philadelphia. And the 2 stars were people you don't even know. Undrafted Javonte Green out of Redford College, his 4th team in 3 seasons, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Dennis, have you ever seen him in your life named Dennis?
No.
So Dennis Jenkins, also undrafted on a 2-way contract. He's got a minor league contract, 19 hit 50 points. And so they've come together. They host Indiana looking for 10 wins in a row. So this is really a golden time. The Wings have kind of slumped since a 5-1 start. And but I think
they beat the Rangers last night, didn't they?
Yep.
Oh, they won. Okay.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah.
Well, they wearing the old jerseys.
Yeah.
The sweaters. I was just looking. Some people were talking about the jerseys last night. I don't know if they were a throwback. Was it at Madison Square Garden?
Yes, it was. And
wow.
they looked like the uniforms that they wore during the Winter Classic.
How did you see that? You're watching the line?
I was on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Because I also wanted to watch Ken Burns. The first episode of The Revolution was last night. Anyway,
Why, are you having trouble falling asleep?
With the Revolutionary War?
Staying awake.
Is it about the Revolutionary War?
Yeah, it's a 6-part thing. Anyway, so I know you talked about college sports a little bit yesterday, but I tell you, it's never been worse at Michigan State. It's really stunning how far they have fallen. This to score in the first play against Penn State, go up 7-0, and then lose 28-10. Who is going to want to play football at Michigan State, and who is going to want to coach there? Is the question. They are winless in the Big Ten Conference.
I mean, that's really the problem, is who's going to want to coach there. That will solve the other problem.
And now the recruiting
you're going to make a lot of money. Isn't there a young guy who's at a Division II or the 1AA, whatever they call it now?
They should get that guy Chesney, who's at James Madison, where Kurt Signetti came from. That would be interesting. In fact, the big question I had today is that James Franklin, by the end of today, will know if he's going to be Virginia Tech's new coach, which of course is going to make you very excited. You're going to start writing checks. And if he's been ghosting them because there's 12 Power 4 jobs open. So Franklin is saying, God, do I settle for Virginia Tech? Should I wait for that?
What's his best offer?
I don't know what he has.
Who else is interested? I mean, I'm surprised. Virginia Tech's the best offer he has.
Well, maybe
but
so
he knows
far.
that area. I mean, Drew, you're going to disagree. It's not a bad hire for them.
It would be a great hire for Virginia Tech.
I'm sure he'll bring players in.
But he's waiting for LSU. He's waiting for Auburn. He's waiting for Florida. Those are his other possibilities.
Oh, Auburn and Florida. Well, surely he'll go to one of those.
But I don't know if he'll get it or not. Yeah, I don't know if they want him or not. So anyway,
why should Virginia Tech want him?
Because
Auburn might. Florida's on the precipice, though. Taking that next leap, right? They have their eyes set on Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's going to happen.
Anyway, if Franklin stiffs them today, we'll see what they'll do. But
no, Franklin, I realize he'll bring in good players. He's recruited that area for a long time. Geographically, it makes sense. It's just that I've watched him coach so many games. He's such a bad game coach. I can't get excited about it. But they'll probably win 9 games if he comes. They might win 10 once in a while. They'll never win a big game.
So would you like to see him or not?
You know what? Honestly, it doesn't matter that much. I don't think it matters who they get because they're not in one of the 2 conferences. Yeah, they're still going to lose guys through the portal. They're still going to be begging every alumni for, we need money. We don't have enough money.
Every school's doing that. They're all doing that.
But they really need, they don't have enough money to keep up with the SEC or the Big Ten.
It doesn't matter.
And the ACC TV money is crappy. So they're going to be crappy till, when is that contract? In 2036?
That's right.
But I mean, did UVA feel that way?
Yeah, I think they probably did.
Well, look at them today. They're 9-2. They're gonna. Well, they should make the playoffs.
They're not going to beat anybody in the playoff.
You're kind of the
not with that attitude.
Vatek is kind of the little brother to Virginia, the way Michigan State is to Michigan. Or
no. They beat Virginia in football. No, I don't give a shit. Yeah. In basketball, they're probably Virginia's little brother, but in football, they've beaten them like I would say 30 out of the last 32 games. I think they won 15 in a row at one point. But basketball, Virginia's dominated. Absolutely.
Well, Michigan is still alive. That was Mark. I know you enjoyed the game with your family at Wrigley Field. That saves their chance to at least give meaning to the finale against Ohio State. They'll definitely beat Maryland next week.
Is Maryland any good?
No, they're
No,
awful.
then they dropped 6 in a row.
Yeah, and Mike Loxley's on the way out.
Oh,
But Underwood has been the big question. Those 2 ugly fourth quarter interceptions, fumbled that handoff.
yeah. What was going on with that handoff? Was he like he's handing it off to his
Yeah.
shoulder pad?
Dumb.
He's the through interceptions, the 2 interceptions. He had tunnel vision. He didn't see the Northwestern defenders right in his line of sight.
Eli, I want to ask you what I asked Drew. Did he play a bad game?
He
had those 2 massive mistakes.
Before the first interception of the fourth quarter, Joel Klatt, who is a former quarterback, and is greatly respected, said he's playing his best game.
Really? Okay.
He was something like 24 or 28, or I don't know what he was, but he was playing very, very well. And, he was 17 years old when he signed in August. The cult is disillusioned because they're paying him $3 million. And when you pay a guy a lot of money, people expect him to be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with early free agency. They'd sign guys. Well, you're too young, but they'd sign guys like Rennie Stennett and Wayne Garland because they were okay and thinking if I give them the big money, they'll be better.
Oscar Gamble.
The big money, and they got worse.
Who are they?
And so I'm going to quote you, Nick Baumgardner, who's the athletic, in the Athletic, their college football expert, says of Bryce, he's fearless, great poise for his age, better athlete than J.J. McCarthy, further along than McCarthy at his age. When his feet are under him, he's elite. He challenges the middle of the field.
When his feet are under him, he's elite. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah.
That means that on the run, that he leaves the pocket too soon because he's got,
elite. What's elite?
He's elite when he has a chance to throw the ball. When he's elite in his arm angles and his ability. Then again, he's young.
I don't even know what that means.
He bails out of the pocket. He doesn't see the whole field. He holds the ball too long, makes a lot of mistakes. But he's 18, and he's going to be great in a year or two, is what they're saying.
In a year or two?
Well, he's been there
In
a
a
year
year.
almost.
Well, he's been there.
Early enrollee. He was there for
9 games.
Yeah, but he's been there.
What does,
since
all I heard
December
about was
last year.
how mature he was and how ready he was and how, Michigan built this guy up like nobody.
Well,
he's supposed to be the best quarterback in the country that was coming out of that class.
He was, and I think he still is. It's just his first year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what does Ohio State pay their quarterback, for example? What other teams in the Big Ten pay their quarterback?
I don't know what he gets paid.
Yeah, certainly not as much.
I mean, LSU was going to pay him $1.5 million.
Yeah.
And
Julian Sands reportedly making $1.5 million for this.
That's
season.
pretty good.
the Ohio State quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know if he's worth $3 million. No, I don't think he's worth $3 million, but he's a good runner. He seems like a Michigan, a guy that would be good with the kind of offense they like to run.
I do think he can, like you were talking about, the arm angle. He does seem to be able to throw it from every weird, side arm, like every weird. Everything's a fucking fastball.
Tell me is the bigger question. Can Sharon Moore, who also the Michigan cult is very uncertain about, he was kind of the logical promotion. Can he develop him the way Harbaugh developed J.J. McCarthy? Don't know.
And they got a new quarterback coming in too next year or 2 years.
Carr's
Tommy
grandson,
Carr, CJ's brother flipped.
How good is he?
You talk to people and they say he's better than CJ was at this point.
What high school did he play at? Was he
Saline?
Saline?
Both of them are
Okay.
at Saline. Yeah, Saline got bounced by.
Where was he going to go?
Miami.
Miami of Ohio.
Miami of
Miami of
Ohio.
Ohio.
Because he really liked the coach down there.
Why would you go to Miami of Ohio if you were a top recruit?
So you can play right away.
Yeah, that's true because he's behind Underwood.
And go in the portal and get the big money.
Exactly.
Doesn't Underwood have to play
2 more years?
2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's. And it's interesting. We can differ in our opinion of what stage the Lions are at. Either it's a disaster and they're going to go down, or it's just one game. So I'm reading this week 2 differing opinions on the Tarek Skubal situation. Do we know or don't we know? So ESPN says, rest easy, Tiger fans. The chances of trading Tarek Skubal this offseason are low. Conversations will be had, but trading a 2-time Cy Young Award winner seems nearly impossible. Then I read The Athletic. The Tigers will get an overwhelming offer and likely have no choice but to trade him at the meetings because they have no chance of signing him this winter. So We don't know what's going to happen, but I do believe, and my guess would be that at the winter meetings in December, start December 7th, they will trade him. So then they got to go out and get some other free agent pitchers. And here's a suggestion. Max Scherzer, he's coming back. He's 41 years old. He pitched 3 times in the playoffs. His thumb injury is solved. He says, I'm durable, and I've been there, and I know how to do this. I read it. Go ahead.
I love it. And I would love to sign Verlander or Scherzer. Either one of them. Verlander started 29 games last year. Look at his last 10 starts. He was recovering from an injury. I think he's on his game again. He was throwing. Gibby called me during the Friday night game. The Giants were playing. I forgot who they were playing. And he was in the 7th inning throwing a shutout, throwing 98.
Yeah.
So, my thought is that he will not sign either one of them because they've been here before. I just think he's charting his own path. I don't think he will sign Verlander or Scherzer.
Well, he's got prospects.
Yeah, Scherzer could go to the Giants. I guess his coach at Missouri is with the Giants now when he was in college. So he could go there. The Jays could have him back. But, he had this thumb injury that cost him.
He looked great in the postseason.
He came back too early in September because they needed him in the stretch. He had a 10.4 ERA. But you could see he was throwing 96 in the playoffs. He's healthy. He'd be a better bet than Alex Cobb was last year. Better bet than Kenta Maeda because the Tigers go for the. So, whatever. We'll see.
No, I think either one of them would be excellent for their veteran leadership, and also because I think both of them can still pitch. I just don't think the Tigers will sign him. I just think they'll say, no, been there, done that.
But you think, well,
I think Harris is going to, I don't think he's interested in former Tigers coming back. I think he's interested in doing his own thing.
Right. Sure. Will they sign, and they can't sign Skubal because they'd have to make him the highest paid pitcher by a lot. And even so,
won't happen.
Scott Boras takes that offer, then throws it to the 5 teams that can afford him, like Philly and the Dodgers and all that. And so I do believe he's gone. And I don't know if I had to laugh this week. Again, what's the real answer? Chris Christie, who got legalized gambling back in 2018, says this is great for baseball, and the integrity of sports is covered now because of the systems in place to stop gambling, or to stop the prop bets and all that.
Chris Christie said that this week.
He said that this week. He did an op-ed in the New York Times where he said basically that regulated betting, when done right, strengthens the integrity of sports. He goes, these aren't signs of a system in crisis. Misconduct has been occurring for many years, and only now it's being rooted out because the gambling has built systems that require transparency. Of course, on the other hand,
except that the algorithm did not catch Class A. That's not how he's taught.
What caught Class A then?
His connection to some other people. I believe. I just read that this week.
I thought it was the anomaly in the betting.
Well,
that they had a boost in first pitches.
Bettors knew that his first pitch would be a ball at under 95. This was in June 23.
Well, Bettors knew, but wait, let me see if I can find one. Ignore what I said. Let me see if I can find the story.
I mean, was there not an increase on the wages put on those first pitches?
Yes,
that's not what I read this week. But let me see if I can find the story.
In 23,
it could be both.
He told his boys he'd throw a pitch faster than 95. They won $27,000 on that pitch. Won $38,000 on a pitch that he said would be slower than 95. Sometimes he used his phone in the middle of games to coordinate bets. But what's funny about it,
so stupid.
Bank security footage has him withdrawing $50,000 in cash and giving $15,000 to one of the bettors who put $18,000 on the pitch that was far outside the strike zone. So the irony is always that he pleads not guilty when the feds have.
He wasn't even arrested as of last week.
Yeah,
well,
did they arrest him this week?
When he returned to the country.
Yeah, they caught him
right at the airport. I love the fact too that Paje swung at one of the pitches that was way outside. So they lost that one bet.
And so it said afterwards, one of the
funny.
bettors sent Mr. Clase a gift of a man hanging himself with toilet paper after that happened.
Yeah,
Clase then sent him a gift of a sad puppy dog face.
How cute.
So the thing is, he lost. He made $15 million, and I bet he's done. They're gonna get rid of him.
Yeah,
they're not gonna let him play again.
There's no coming back from that.
No.
Did you see the guy on CBS this morning that bet on University of New Orleans?
Yeah. Well,
he's got a baby.
Yeah.
He had
got a
nothing
new
going on.
baby.
He's 19. He has a baby, so he tries to make money gambling, not legally. That's different than Clase, who was
His
going to
team
be
sucked
he was
too.
going to be a
Yeah.
free agent after next season. He would have made 50, 60, 80, $100 million, and now he's done. So anyway. Finally, you still looking that up?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, what were you saying about the national anthem? There was some.
Oh, the Commanders game. Did you? I just saw a story about fans were upset in Madrid because the national anthem singer was dressed like a stripper.
Slut, like
Oh,
a stripper or a
God.
slut. Did you see a
Here
picture?
it is.
I mean, are you serious?
I didn't think it was
What?
that bad.
What's wrong with that
No, that's a
outfit?
fine. Whoa.
Oh wait, that is. Well, it's a little. It's sexy. I don't think it's that skanky.
I just feel whenever there's an anthem, people are going to bitch about it. What's wrong?
I didn't see the lower half.
It's because her legs are exposed,
Yeah,
I guess.
It looks like she's
Well,
got
those look like garters,
lingerie
too.
on.
What,
Yeah.
sluts can't be patriotic? Who is this?
Listen.
Who is this whore? Who is she? Do we know who she is?
I don't even know who she is.
Karina Passan.
Mm.
Ooh, she can sing.
You see, in the
Sing
old
nice.
in the old days, you'd have to be a critic and write a story about that and back it up and get some quotes on it. And now anybody and everybody can be a hater on social media. And so that's how something simple like that can become a national story. I tell you, that's this week's. I do it again. I'm old and out of it because this pop culture, man, I don't get it. I was oh, God. You know, I watched season 1 of White Lotus and wasn't even aware that the young girl with the huge rack was Sydney Sweeney until the overreaction of the American Eagle jeans ad, which was a clever, well-produced ad, acted well. She does have a great body, and she's right. It's a result of good genes,
Boobs.
genetics. It's true.
Boobs.
Simple play on words that the trollers leaped upon as this dastardly endorsement of white supremacy, which is so far-fetched and such garbage. I give Sydney Sweeney credit. Now that I know who she is, she's never apologized. And
She has
shouldn't.
castmates who won't stand near her for
But-
promo. They don't stand next
and
to her.
you
for
guys
promo
mentioned
pictures.
Zendaya, didn't you? Who I'd never heard of either.
Yeah.
Who apparently called it the racist ad. It was not a racist ad. It's just, I tell you,
All you need is enough people to say it, and it's a racist ad. That's how it works.
Anybody can say it and then get that amplified by other people who are, it's like the more famous you are, the more you're trolled. That creates content for the trollers, not only troll you, but then troll each other to see who can out troll the other with more likes, followers, and comments. And it's just this tumbling situation that listen, I'm on the clock. I'm 75. I just wanted to smell the roses. This toxic intersection of celebrity culture and the cesspool of social media. It makes me feel like I live in a universe that I'm just, a universe of hate.
You're old. You need to accept it.
I know.
I was talking
and
to
it's
someone-
very
I was
difficult.
talking to someone my age this week, and we both are like, "What? Everything seems so upside down. What's going on?" I realized that because we both pay attention to social media, that's why we're aware of how fucked up the world is. I mean,
Exactly.
if you're our age,
Yeah.
it looks so bizarre.
It does.
And by the way, AI says the betting platforms picked up the
Yeah,
pitches.
they did.
So
They did. So, here's the reason I like Sydney Sweeney, and it isn't just because she has a huge rack. She's a very good actress, and I give her credit because she portrayed Christy Martin in this new movie, Christy, that bombed.
the
at
movie
box office.
bombed.
Why did it bomb? Well, first of all, she's a good-looking girl with a great body. She gained 35 pounds to look like Christy Martin, so she looked awful. Ladies boxing is a zero on the sports thing. Nobody cares about it. Christy Martin was she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in '96, but women's boxing was nothing and still is nothing.
And this story's been told, by the way. This is not a story nobody knew.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And not only did Sweeney, also female boxers smash down their tits
Yep.
so they don't get hit. So she made herself look awful, but I give her credit because she played the role, and she's willing to take the heat. She took the heat on the jeans ad. Apparently, some of her other movies have been all awful also.
Bombs.
But the
Well, you have to know this is something that you can't understand this overnight. But once it was known that she was a registered Republican, the world turned. Hollywood turned on her. I mean, so they look for something like American Eagle to just rub it in.
yeah, right.
Because it's unacceptable that she would be a registered Republican in Hollywood.
And it's because everybody's a critic, and everybody can get more critics that are in their basement, hiding from real life. Anyway, I say to her, keep acting. You're a talent. Keep taunting the
She's not gonna
trollers
hear
by
this.
shaking your tits at
I
them.
love that you're addressing
She's
her.
not going to
Yes,
hear this.
yes. Anyway, there's been more than 50 boxing movies over the years. But
Is it
none
really
yeah,
50?
Oh, come on. Raging Bull,
Oh, so
Rocky, Requiem
I
for
knew
the
all
Heavyweight.
those.
$1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby was great.
What a great movie.
When we were, Will Smith played Ali. That wasn't very
I
good.
guess
What was the Russell Crowe one?
That was Cinderella Man.
Cinderella Man.
Who
That's
played
not
James
bad.
J. Braddock. That was pretty good. The Hurricane with
Yeah.
about
Oh,
Reuben
Hurricane.
Carter.
Great
Yeah.
movie. How, by the way, in $1 Million Baby, I could never, it was so not credible to me
Why?
that she was paralyzed by what happened in the ring. Didn't she hit her head on a chair or
Yeah.
something? And
Yeah,
she's
folding chair.
paralyzed?
I don't remember that part of the movie. She got paralyzed in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point of the movie.
Yeah. And then,
Oh,
and then she's in,
I forgot. I just remember
and then
her
she's in the
glazing.
hospital paralyzed, and her family is telling her to wait, how is she supposed to sign the document?
Make a sign. Put it in
Oh,
her
I'm
mouth.
sure
the
you're
mouth.
the
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
Make a
Listen,
sign, sis.
I forgot that I was on your show 20 years ago. Anyway, so boxing used to be a sport that was right in the mainstream, and of all the great lines from Rocky, all the great lines from Raging Bull, this one with Rod Steiger and Marlon Brando in the back seat and on the waterfront, especially with gambling, where back then boxing was so fixed. Everything was like, so this is one of the great lines from boxing movies. Unfortunately, don't have great lines like this anymore in boxing movies.
Remember that night in the garden, you came down my dressing room and said, "Kid, this ain't your night. We're going for the price on Wilson." You remember that? This ain't your night. My night. I could have taken Wilson apart.
Well, you could have, huh?
So what happens? He gets the title shot outdoors in a ballpark, and what do I get? A one-way ticket to Palookaville. You was my brother, Charlie. You should have looked out for me a little bit. You should have taken care of me just a little bit, so I wouldn't have to take them
Get off that
guys
guy's
to the
back.
short-end money.
Well, I had some bets down for you. You saw some money.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have
Stop
been a
whining.
contender. I could have been somebody
But you're not.
instead of a bum, which is what I am. Let's face it.
Yeah.
That could be Emmanuel Classe right now.
Yeah.
Instead of a bum, could have been somebody.
Anyway, I'm sure Christy will eventually make it to a streaming platform and more people will see it. But she went out of her way to make herself look bad. And so I give her credit for that, don't you? She's not,
Yeah, I mean, I understand why she did it. I saw her emotional interviews where she was so excited to be playing Christy, and she and Christy were friends. They went to the World Series game together. I just didn't think it was going to do well. I'm surprised they spent $50 million on that movie
and made 1.3 the first week.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's going to lose its ass.
Wow.
Can I add one more sports thing?
please.
Draymond Green. We love Draymond, right? He loves to.
No,
I don't.
What?
like
You
him.
don't?
I'm
You
not
don't?
a
It's
big
crazy.
fan.
He's entertaining.
I haven't loved him for a long time. I loved
Got
him
a
at
pod-
Michigan
he's-
State.
He's hyping his podcast like crazy now. And go ahead. What?
Here he is getting in a confrontation with. They asked Draymond, like, what did that guy do? And he said he called me a woman's name. What do you think the woman's name was that he called him?
Darlene.
Angel Reese.
Oh.
Called him Angel Reese because he missed a layup, got an offensive rebound, missed a tip shot, offensive rebound, missed a tip shot, offensive rebound, missed a tip shot, offensive rebound.
Wait,
This is
that
1 foot
has
tip
him in
shot.
trouble with security?
That's in the span of like let's see, about 10 seconds. All that happened. He just kept missing putbacks. So I called him Angel Reese. And Draymond went to the stands to confront him.
Yeah, I mean that's
What a baby.
That's not a racial slur.
That's ridiculous.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
thin
I
skin.
can't believe they side with Draymond Green.
And why doesn't Draymond go, oh, she's a great player. We all love her. Everybody loves Angel Reese. So thank you for the compliment.
That's right.
Because he knows that's what she gets me bounds like he did.
Yeah, you should be in trouble with the WNBA for not feeling it's a compliment.
I can't believe he went after that guy for that. What a baby.
I can't believe they disciplined the guy.
Well, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
well,
got
they
a
handed
red
him that
card.
red card.
What does a red card mean?
It's a
It's
warning.
a warning, I guess.
Okay, well,
I mean, if he gets another one, I guess he's kicked out, right? Something like that.
listen, the NBA puts to maximize revenue. They put fans literally 3 feet from the side of the field without anything between them. There's no barrier. There's no wall. You're right there, and that shit happens. Anyway, over the last 5 years, hundreds of you listeners have taken our advice and have gone to see Dr. Yaldo to solve your vision issues. Those who've grown frustrated with the daily hassle of contacts and glasses have gotten custom LASIK and enjoyed better than 20/20 vision from that day forward. Even more have opted for bifocal lens implants. They restore your near vision that fades when you get to middle age. These amazing tiny implants give you great far vision too. You'll never need reading glasses or any other eye correction ever. Both procedures fast and painless. No one's performed as many as Dr. Yaldo since he often opened his office back in the late 90s. Just log on to yaldoeyecenter.com, set up a free evaluation. He'll assess your individual situation and explain what will work best for you. No glasses, contacts, or readers. Now that's good living. And I'll see you next time.
All
Get
right.
out of here.
Almost forgot that the
Get him
Lions
outta
lost.
here.
Seemed like ancient history.